Hello and welcome to SCAN. SCAN is the Social Communities Activities Network, and we're located in the lower level of Monmouth Mall. I am your host today, Tracey Wolfman. I'm the CEO of We Care Adult Care. I'm also a board member here at SCAN. Thank you for tuning in to watch us today. I am so excited to have one of our teachers here and one of our students here who teaches classes here, and the student who is going to inform us of why she has joined SCAN. So maybe some of you in the audience will get your interest in the language going and come join us here at SCAN. So welcome, Richard Sorrentino.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Great to be here.
Richard is an accomplished linguist with a PhD from Columbia University. He works as a public health school teacher, Italian, French, and Spanish. That's impressive. For over 20 years in various public and private schools in New York and New Jersey. You retired in 2018 and began teaching Spanish class here at SCAN, and conversational Italian, beginning French, and now that's in its third semester.
Correct.
A resident of Long Branch, you enjoy writing, music, performing his songs at venues throughout New Jersey, New York, and the metropolitan area. Well, we need to come see you sing too.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
So thank you for coming on the show. So tell us, what's it like to be a teacher here at SCAN, and how did you get here?
Yeah, okay. The story of how I got here, I guess, is maybe kind of interesting. I had retired on Friday, October 1st. On Monday, that would have been October 3rd, right?
Right.
I attended the Italian conversation group that I had just started because I was retired.
Right.
It was the middle of the day. And there was a person who was a student at language classes here at SCAN at the time. Her name is Sheila Farber. Shout out to Sheila.
Shout out to Sheila.
Shout out Sheila Farber. And we happened to mention I was retired and I could teach Italian and at that time. And she said, oh, I think they need some teachers over at SCAN. So this is literally, you know, the
one
weekend.
day out.
Yeah, one day out. Yeah. I found out about the position here and I came in, and that's been ever since. It started November, started this with teaching the Spanish class, and then January 2019, we're great guns with Spanish and Italian. And in April of that year, I had the idea of starting a French class. I said I'd like to do that too. And that's it. I mean, it's just
You are
great.
an ambitious retiree, and I applaud you for that. And
Thank you.
thank you for finding SCAN, because all of our students, I'm sure, are delighted to have you.
Thanks. I hope they are. I like to think that it's fun on both sides.
Did you have a plan for when you retired of what you were going to do, or you just kind of were winging it and it fell in your lap on day one of retirement?
It's definitely the latter. Definitely the latter. I was a little worried. I didn't have any plan, but I knew it was time for me to retire. And you just kind of take a shot in the dark. But, you know, now with the benefit of hindsight, I would say no problem. Everything turned out just right.
And I think for our viewers that are watching us today and those future viewers, a lot of them don't know about all the fun things that go on here at SCAN. So that's why I was really excited to have the both of you on the show today, so they can really see the grit. You know, we always talk about SCAN and we have classes, but here we are, 3 languages, and who doesn't want to learn a language? I certainly do. What are some of the goals you like to accomplish in your classroom when you're teaching people that have never spoken another language like myself?
Yeah. Number one is get them talking and get them into a comfort zone. Because what happens, and it's actually sort of like something that's been studied, it's in studies and it's in the science of language learning, is that people are generally very leery about speaking a language, and it's really everything. It's first of all making funny sounds that we don't have in English. That's the first thing, I think, the hurdle to overcome.
The funny sounds.
Is to get people over that hurdle. It's like, okay, you're going to make a lot of funny sounds today, and you're not going to feel embarrassed or silly.
Right.
But it's actually going to make you feel good that, you know, and you should feel good about it.
Okay.
About making funny sounds and even speaking, communicating. But communicating, of course, is obviously very important.
But so you're dealing with a different population, so that had to be a transition for you.
In
Or not.
some ways, and I have to say in some ways it's not at all, because you're still dealing with people's comfort zone.
Okay.
And that's the same for all folks.
I tend to
yeah,
think the younger
for everybody.
generation probably learns quicker than us.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Okay, thank you. That makes
Yeah.
me even want to join your class even more.
That's okay, good. I'm glad to have put that out there. But yeah, with the thing about teaching in school is that if the kids are already in their teens when
Right.
you start, they're not necessarily quicker than even adults of even of a certain age.
Okay, good
So,
to know.
Yeah. So they don't have any specific advantage over
Okay.
the adults. They really don't.
So Richard Sorrentino, our language teacher, and then we have Susan DiGiacomo, tongue twister for me, which you retired after being a nurse for 40 years,
Right.
and then you decided to come to SCAN and take a class.
Right.
So tell our viewers a little bit about your background and how you came to SCAN.
Well, I had retired, and the first few months I was just happy not to crawl out of bed at 5 a.m. and fight my way up the parkway.
Right.
But I also felt the loss of not having any place particular to go. I'm not, I have friends and family, but not having like a commitment. So I received something in the mail, and it was a brochure from SCAN. And when I looked at it, and the first thing I saw was a Spanish class, and that had been something I aspired to.
To try and
so
learn.
was not very long after my retirement that I came and took my first class here at SCAN.
So it's just getting over that, like edging yourself to get there to sign up, which
Right, well, because, it says class. So
Right.
I'm like, oh, will I make the grade? Will it be hard?
Right.
And you feel very confident in a working world, especially when you're a nurse. You're usually kind of a take charge kind of person.
right, and
but-
you're in charge of what you're doing every day.
Right, but not being in school in so many years, like it was a little bit intimidating, but I decided, to try it. And my first impression right away was there wasn't any pressure, but beyond that, it was because it was fun.
See,
Everybody in
that's-
the class was, even if a serious nature, but people were laughing and talking to each other. So I immediately felt comfortable.
And Richard makes the class fun.
Oh, yes, very much, very much.
So how long have you been taking classes here at SCAN?
Probably, 9 years or more.
Wow,
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was
yes,
that
and
long. So what
very-
are some of the classes that you've taken?
Various classes, and I took an exercise class where we worked with some light weights. I took Tai Chi,
Wow.
yoga,
Things that you probably thought you would never participate in. Is that?
literature, and computers, just a plethora of classes of various types. And I think the most thing that was fun is I did step out of my comfort zone on several levels.
That's
And the-
wonderful. I mean, just to be able to have something to be excited about and
Right.
learn something new. And I always try and tell people, you have to try these things and you have to walk out of your comfort zone.
Well, I really walked out when I signed up for acting. And that
Oh,
was-
there you
yes,
go.
That's a big leap out of your comfort zone. And I even got a neighbor to do it with me who generally isn't a risky person. You think of yourself at a certain age.
Right.
You kind of maybe don't take as many risks. We jumped right in and we're loving it.
That is
Loving it,
wonderful.
yeah.
Richard, what is some of the advice you would give our viewers of those that, they're a little timid about stepping out of their comfort zone to take one of your classes and try and learn that language?
I would say everything that Susan just said
Right.
is that you just take the leap, you just take the risk, and just a matter of, just take the leap. Or you have nothing to lose.
Nobody can fail your class, right?
There's no failing.
So
No,
there you
definitely
go.
not.
Nobody fails, and
There's no failing.
you'll give
Yeah.
them extra help if they need it.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think the people that probably come in with the most, let's say, trepidation, if you want to call it that,
Right.
or not, just sort of feeling like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? These are the people that are rank beginners, let's say,
Right.
that have not, had, maybe I have a couple people that have never studied the language before that I'm teaching. So if you feel like, oh, I never had Spanish in high school or French or whatever, that's not going to be a hurdle. That's not going to be an obstacle in the least, because we just bring people in and try to, as I say, you know, bring them into their comfort zone. So.
And do you follow them to the second level? So do you go from level 1, or how does that work?
The way it actually generally works is there's not much movement between the levels.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a distance between, let's say, the beginners and the conversational. So what you do with the beginners, I think we cover a broad range, where there are people in there that other people have some proficiency,
right?
And you try to blend it. You try to do people with proficiency, people that are beginning, have them work together.
So probably the mixture is a good combination in your classrooms.
You'd sort of take advantage of the fact that you can have people teaching other people. And so it's not all from the teacher down, it's also student to student is the way it should work too.
And you've been doing this for so long, you're good at probably doing all that.
We definitely have that. That definitely is something that we're told, it's one of the basic rules of education really, is have as much as possible have students teach students, because usually they get across better than the teacher does.
So you've had the benefit of being able to teach and coming across people. So what's one of the highlights of that benefit that you've had since starting here?
I think it's the best thing that happens is when people try to say something extra that you didn't really assign them to do. That's not what you put out to the class as far as the question to ask or the question to answer. So for example, just before an hour ago in my Italian class, I was asking people to do yes or no question, do you like? And suddenly the people are saying, do you like so-and-so in the winter? Do you like, so they're adding context to the question.
That's wonderful.
And that's really what you like when they build.
You've benefited in closing up here, like taking your classes. I mean, 9 years, I didn't realize you were here for 9 years. So as a retiree, it's a great thing to jump in. And what is one of the greatest things for you that you've experienced that you could tell others and why they should come to SCAN?
I think one of the greatest things is, and something I know is very important as a mental health professional, I know what isolation and lack of engagement can do to someone when they're going through the aging process. So I say get involved, jump in, get engaged.
Do you hear that, viewers? Jump in. I want to thank both of you for being on my show today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to taking your class one of your classes. Again, we are here at Welcome to SCAN. Your host, Tracey Wolfman. Thank you for joining us today. Any ideas for future programs, please call us here. Thank you.
Take it from me. Living with diabetes is no easy task. But I learned how to manage my health condition, and so can you. The Diabetes Self-Management Program is a 6-week self-management workshop created by Stanford University. The program provides you with proven strategies to manage your diabetes and reclaim your life. You will join an interactive and mutually supportive workshop whose success builds confidence to effectively manage your diabetes and allows you to maintain an active lifestyle. See how proper nutrition, exercise, and medication management help you increase your energy, manage side effects, and keep you feeling in control. You will not only receive a copy of this book, but you will get guidance and support from others like you living with diabetes.
The Diabetes Self-Management Workshop meets once a week for 6 weeks. This innovative workshop is offered to all Monmouth County residents. Call the number on your screen to register or get additional information at scannj.org.
Hello and welcome to SCAN, the program of Social Communities Activities Network, located in the lower level of Monmouth Mall. I am your host, Tracey Wolfman, and I am delighted to be here today to bring you another great program. We have Andrea Tarr here today, who has been with SCAN for 18 years, and she's going to talk about some of the programs that we have here at SCAN today. So look forward to hearing all this great information.
Well, thanks for having me on the show today, Tracey.
Andrea, I just want to tell everyone, Director of SCAN on Wheels, and she is a master trainer of Diabetes Self-Management Program and Take Control of Your Health. So for those of you that have diabetes, this is going to be a great lesson for you to learn today. So Andrea, you started this program and have become the master of it.
Yeah, I have. I didn't know I would be up to my eyeballs in this kind of thing. So the Scan on Wheels really started because we understood that not everyone was coming to the mall.
Correct.
And whether they don't want to drive, they don't drive, they don't like the parking, there's so many reasons. So in order to reach many people, we felt we had to go out into the community. And
I mean, and what a perfect name, Scan on Wheels,
Scan on
because
Wheels.
you can go anywhere.
well, yeah, it's we really should have named it Andrea on Wheels because I
There
am
you
everywhere.
go. Yes, you
but
are.
But I do love the name Scan on Wheels. So we're traveling throughout Monmouth County, and two of the biggest things that we bring to communities is the Diabetes Self-Management Program.
Right, which is so important.
It is. You know, we are discovering, well, I knew this before I was a trainer, that diabetes was just a huge, rampant problem.
It's a rampant problem, and the other thing, I don't think there's enough educational resources
Well,
for people who are isolated.
Right, and that's what we're discovering. So we meet people that they were diagnosed,
Right.
and maybe recently, maybe even years ago, and the doctor said, well, you have diabetes now, you know, basically good luck.
Right.
So even though I know that there are other resources available, a lot of underserved communities or people, they don't know how to take advantage of them.
Right, and there's a big difference between reading something about diabetes in
Yeah.
a book or on the computer and actually having a hands-on instructor go through simplistic,
Yes.
realistic
Yes.
goals and measures.
Because we are peer leaders, we are not doctors, we are not medically based.
Right.
We're just talking to you like regular people. And we're spending 6 weeks with you, 2.5 hours at a clip. And also you're in a group.
Yes.
So the group dynamic is very effective.
And they help each other.
Right. A lot of times, you know, you don't listen to your doctor, you
No.
don't listen to your spouse, you don't listen to your kids, but you
Right.
do listen to your peers.
Yes, you do.
And they'll say, well, you know, this is what worked for me, and suddenly that gets your attention.
Right, or you can do this if you want to have this kind of food, because there's an interaction that they can offset. So, I mean, they have a lot of tricks in the trade once they've been long-term diabetics.
Right, and there's a ton of misinformation or just bad information.
Yes.
So we're really, our job is to educate you, to, you know, dispel those rumors, to show you that you can live a totally normal life.
Right.
And you don't have to be, you can manage your diabetes, or if you don't, your diabetes manages you.
Right, I like that.
Well, that's what we see out there. We do menu planning.
Okay.
Again, a lot of people, what is a carb? I don't know. You know, they don't know.
Right.
So we're spending a lot of time educating people.
So typically a person will sign up, you have the class twice a year?
We have these classes throughout the year
Okay, so
at various locations in Monmouth County.
okay, so they sign up for the class, it's a 6-week commitment.
Yes.
They go into the location and it's at the same location every time.
Same location every time, same day, same time. And to find out where the next ones are upcoming, you can just call SCAN and we can let you know. Because we are doing these throughout the year.
Okay, so they're going to call SCAN at Monmouth Mall for our viewers out there that are interested in this program. It's called Scan on Wheels and Take Control of Your Health,
Well,
Diabetes.
they can ask about our diabetes workshops.
Okay. And they're all 6 weeks.
They're all 6 weeks.
Okay.
The other one that we do is something called Take Control of Your Health. And that is about chronic disease self-management. And obviously, well, diabetes is chronic, but
Right.
the diabetes workshop is really a deep dive into how to manage your diabetes. The chronic disease, or Take Control of Your Health,
Right.
is just for, you know, high blood pressure, cholesterol, just in general, you know, again, take
Different
control
health.
of your health.
Right.
So,
And when they get to sign up for Take Control of Their Health, I mean, they don't have to have a specific, they could just go for a learning.
oh, a lot of, you know, we do get people even with the diabetes, they don't have diabetes, but they might be pre-diabetic, or they
Okay.
live with someone who's diabetic, and they just want to learn more.
So if they're going to take that, do you give them like a certificate of completion at the end?
I
And
do-
I'm saying that because it's like something I think when they go back to their physicians and they monitor those sugars and they see the great improvement that has occurred because now they're educated diabetic people who have now taken control of the situation.
I wish more doctors would refer their patients to us.
Okay, so
Because this program is an accredited program by the American Diabetes Association as like a support program for people with diabetes. So that's saying a lot.
and is this the only one of its kind in Monmouth and County?
Yeah, there are a lot of little 1-hour diabetes education programs.
Okay.
They're everywhere, and we know that many of our people who come to our workshop, many of them have done that. But that's 1 hour.
Right. You cannot possibly
you can-
learn and take all this in.
You can't.
Right.
So we're offering you a lot more, really a deep dive to be a good self-manager.
So let me ask you, how many hours a day is the class when they go?
So it's roughly 2 to 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And we can have anywhere from 10 to even 20 people in the class.
Okay.
So you have a big group dynamic. And of course, we're SCAN, so we're catering to people 60 and above.
Right.
Some of them have just been diagnosed. Many of them are long-term diabetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the feedback that you're getting from some of the people that have attended this program
The feedback
now?
is, wow, I wish I had known some of this sooner because I think I could have taken better care of my health.
Isn't
Or
that interesting?
another big feedback is, wow, why didn't my doctor ever tell me this?
Right.
I don't know, and I'm not even going to go there. But people learn that diabetes, a lot of people, it's all about, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do
Right.
this.
They feel restricted with
Yes.
everything, and it doesn't
And
have to be
what
that
people
way.
tell us is that we are making you feel unrestricted because we're all about, I can do this.
Right.
I can go
Right.
out for dinner. I can cook for my family. And we give you all the strategies to really hopefully change your life.
And have better outcomes.
You want to lower your A1C. You want your
Right.
doctor to say, whoa, what have you been doing? This is terrific. And we do get that.
And then they can go back to their doctors and hopefully spread the word, and more
Yeah,
people will know that
exactly.
you offer this program.
Our best advertisement, like so many people, word of mouth.
Right. Word of mouth
Yeah,
is
it was successful for you, it's probably going to be successful for someone else.
And then the next time they'll bring a friend with them.
Yeah, we hope that. We always hope that. We get a lot of husbands and wives who come together
Oh.
because the
That
wife,
must be interesting.
sometimes we have to separate them. But you know what? The wife might be the one who cooks for the family.
Right.
And she wants to get a better handle on, well, what are the best things that I should be doing or what should I
Right.
not be doing? So that's I think that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, and then the person can be the support person
Yeah,
for the person
exactly.
with diabetes. All right, so we have that. And what about the SAT program?
So SAT, so I'm going to just tell you that we just had a phone call here. I got the call, and it was a woman thinking that this was an SAT review class for her son for college. I said, oh, I don't know where you saw it advertised, but no, that's not what this is.
So tell our viewers what SAT is.
SAT stands for Successful Aging and Technology.
Okay.
Now, this is something we've been doing. I want to say this is our 5th year, maybe it's our 4th year. And this is about an 8-week program where
Okay.
if you are income eligible, we will give you a free Android tablet.
Right.
And of course, every week you're going to learn about using it. But it's called Successful Aging and Technology. So each week,
Wow.
it's divided in half, and each week we cover various aspects of lifestyle, even how to get a good night's sleep. We talk about depression. We talk about benefits entitlements. We talk about the 5 wishes.
Wow,
community
a wide
engagement.
variety of topics.
A very wide variety of topics. And then, of course, in the technology side, we're showing you how to use email. Some people never did.
Right.
Social media, how to listen to music, how to take pictures. It's great fun.
I can't even imagine getting those skills because there's so many people, even at our age and younger, that are not the best at it all.
No.
And I say you're missing out on a lot of availability with this program that you're not using.
Well, a lot of people come to us because maybe they were even gifted a tablet and it's really just a paperweight now because they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
So in 8 or 10 weeks, you'll be amazed at how much you can learn.
The other thing is, if they're not income eligible, say they're over the income requirements, they can choose to purchase or bring their own.
Yeah, and we get that a lot too. As long
Okay.
as we have room in the class. So many people have their own tablets, or they buy one. They're just over the eligibility,
Right.
and they join the class. And we have a lead technology instructor, and then we have some coaches who help you
Go
one-on-one.
around and help them.
Because it does take a village to teach a class like this.
I'm sure it does. So, SCAN on Wheels, diabetes self-management, SAT program, and you need volunteers and coaches
We're
for
always
this.
looking for volunteers, two kinds really. I need peer leaders who are willing to be trained to also be facilitators for the diabetes program.
Okay.
It's free. We will take care of all of the training. That happens usually about once a year.
Okay.
And then as far as SAT, I'm always looking for people who are technologically savvy.
So all those people out there that have that skill, please come be a volunteer.
Yes, we would love it.
So, because then they can go and tell their experience. It's always good to have the person who was a little technologically impaired, and then they have become a savvy
Yeah.
technology
Yeah.
person, and then they can tell them how they figured it out. Because once you get over that hump, it's much easier, and you're more
Definitely,
relaxed with
definitely.
using the.
You know, as an adult,
programs.
we learn differently than a kid.
Absolutely.
And so we need a lot more repetition and whatnot. But you know, you can communicate with your grandchildren, your family. You want to be a cool grandma, a cool grandpa.
Right. And be Googling all that stuff that you need
and get
and
in on all the
ordering.
social media like
Right.
all the kids are doing.
It's funny because you know how it changes from Facebook to Instagram to all of these things. And my niece will say, "Didn't you see it on Instagram?" And they're on some other platform now also too. I'm like, I must have missed that.
Yeah.
Must have missed that. So in closing, Andrea, your next class is starting when?
Well, I would say give SCAN a call to get the exact dates, for when the
dates.
classes are starting. There will be an SAT workshop. I'm hoping to do one either in Asbury and Long Branch
Okay.
at the later part of the year. The diabetes is ongoing. The best thing is to just call the office.
Okay. So for those of you watching us today, we hope that you were enlightened by Andrea Tarr, our expert leader in diabetes self-management, SAT, successful aging, and also becoming a peer leader or a volunteer or a coach like Andrea, because you had no experience when you started, did you?
I did, actually.
Oh, okay. So I'm telling your story. She did. But you give them the essential tools to
Yes,
be
we do.
able to be
Yes, we do.
successful in this role. So I want to thank all my viewers for watching. Welcome to SCAN today, and our guest Andrea Tarr, who has been here at SCAN enlightening our members for the last 18 years.
And they've been enlightening me as well.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. So welcome to SCAN. We're going to close for now. I hope you come back and watch us again. If you have any program ideas, please call us here and let us know what we can talk to you about. Thank you for watching today.